Hello everyone, my name is Joel and welcome to Blunter Tutorial Episode 1, the very basics, or, well actually I guess it's not the basics, we'll be talking about quite a lot today, and I will try and make it as short as possible, but no guarantees, it'll probably be about 10 minutes long, and that's as far as I'd like to keep it. So, let's get started. First of all, let's talk about camera controls. Pretty simple. First of all, hold down the middle mouse button to rotate the camera. Second, scroll the middle mouse button to actually scroll in and out. Then hold shift and use the middle mouse button to move around the screen with panning. That's that. Let's get to the next stage. Now that you've actually learned the simple camera controls, we can actually get around to learning how to use Blender itself. First of all, we don't need the camera or this, so just right click on this and then shift right click on this to grab them both. Press delete and delete again. Or, you can just press A to deselect and then A again to select everything and delete. It's fine, we'll just remake the cube. Press add, mesh, and cube to add that. Now the next step, we're going to teach how to duplicate, which is pretty simple. Okay, so in object mode, we can't really do much with the objects. Just move it around by holding right click and move it about. How do I leave it? Just left click, yeah, that's right. So I don't actually do that much, so I don't really need to. I just move it around by using the arrow keys like so. Not arrow keys, the arrow buttons interface, whatever. Now to duplicate, just press Shift D, and you're probably going to want it to move on a particular axis. So Z to go up and down, X to go left and right, and Y to go forward and back, depending on your perspective, of course. So let's just go into the red one, which is X, and we will just go into this this one here by we'll enter edit mode for this cube. So currently we're in object mode, but if we either press tab or press edit mode, we will go into edit mode. Now we'll look at actually manipulating the object. So in order to manipulate an object, you have three options. You got the vertex mode, which you can just move around the actual, the corners of an object. Pretty simple. I just need to reset the pivot point, which I did not mean to move. Just press Shift C to return that to where it was. Basically, the pivot point is how you spawn objects in and some different stuff. It's, not too important. So let's just reset the camera like that. Okay, so that's how you do vertex. Now we'll go into lines, which is sort of the same thing, but you're grabbing two vertex at once, which is fine. Like so. So let's just go back to where it was, and we'll go into faces. We can now drag faces about as well. Pretty simple. Now the next step, we're going to teach you how to scale, extrude, and rotate an object. So press E, simply enough, to extrude a face. Of course, you need to be in face mode to extrude a face. You could also extrude lines, but you don't really want to do that too much, sort of make your own face, but it sort of gets a bit messy, so you want to do that. Or you can be more precise. Hold on, back to face. You can be more precise by pressing E and say 0.2 or E2. And that's another way of doing things. And now I'll show you how to scale something. So let's just bring this up here like that, and we press S, and we can scale something down on all axes at once. Or you can just go to Z, and you'll be well, you won't be doing anything because it's on the vertical axis, whatever. Then you got the red axis, which you can just do that, and then also this axis, the green axis. But we'll just do that, and we'll mess around a bit with the two tools we've learned. As you can see, with just those two tools, you can do quite a bit with a little bit of work. Oops. Now, the next step, I'll teach you how. Starting to play a Christmas tree. Next step, I'll teach you how to rotate. So just grab everything you want to rotate. For example, we're just gonna grab the face. That's all we need. R, and you press Z to rotate on that axis, X to rotate on that axis, and Y to rotate on that axis. Again, you can be quite precise with it by simply just putting in point or just 45 degrees, for example, and we've got a precise 45-degree angle on that model. I don't want that, so I'll just undo that by pressing Ctrl Z, and we'll just undo that extrude. Next, we will do some other stuff. Next, I'll teach you how to insert an object. I believe that's the term. Just simply press I, and you can just insert it manually, or again, just enter a command, but that can get quite messy. I don't really like the insert tool too much, to be honest. I prefer to just press E, right click, and then press S. It's a different way of doing the invert tool, and it's just as good, to be honest. And I find it a lot easier to use personally. There we go. It just keeps getting taller, doesn't it? Wow, it's starting to look some kind of sci-fi tower. I'm actually liking look at that, to be honest. See, sometimes I teach myself something, which is great. Even though I know the tool, you just need to know how to use something, and you just need to try different things around, mess around, and you get some really good stuff. Now, you press A to deselect and A again to reselect, and next I'll just shrink everything down just so we can see what that looks like. Now, if you shrink down far enough, it'll actually reverse. If that's something you want to do, that's fine. You can do Y to just actually completely thin something, if that is what you want to do. So now it's like extremely flat shaped, so we'll just put that back where it was. What else should we do? Right. Next, this is a pretty useful tool. While having your mouse over the object and pressing Control R, you get a line that completely splits the face. And you can use the scroll wheel to split it as much as you like, but the more you do it, the more messy you'll get, and the harder it is to clean up the model when you need to do UV mapping and such. Which I am not bothered to teach you now, because I've only just learned it recently, and it's a pain in the ass, to be honest. Though, in saying that, UV mapping is the easiest in Blender than any other program, so be happy about that. Also, Blender is free to use, which is fantastic. You can use it commercially, and you won't ever have to pay anyone anything, which is the main reason why I moved on from 3DS. So as you see, the faces are now separated. You can do whatever you like with this. As you see, that opens up a completely new opportunity of things to do. So now I'll just delete everything, and we'll go back to this object. Hold on. That object's not technically deleted. Now it is. So we'll just enter this. Now we're going to make a table. Pretty simple, this one. So just go to faces, and we'll flatten this down to a small shape. Let's make that a bit bigger. That's not a big deal, but you know. Now this is pretty simple. Just do the same thing, but once we have that selected, press S, then X to get on that surface, and then on the side, do again S and then Y. So I honestly still can't remember the different axis types. Like I can't remember which one was X. The Z, X, and Y. I believe X is the blue line. Hold on. No, it's the red one. Z is the blue line. Y is the green line. It's just something you need to get used to. It's not a big deal though. Now, I'm not sure if I taught this, but if you select one thing and then you control and right click, you can grab several things at once, and it just draws a line of it. Oh, so as you see, it's sort of a bit of a shortcut. It's a bit easier to do. So, whoop, bollocks. Let's just undo that and draw a line. There we go. And we'll extrude this a little bit. Gaming Brothers are online. And we will now just do that. So we got ourselves a simple table, very, very simple table, nothing special. Now we're going to add a bit of detail to it. So, like we did before, we'll just do this, do this, whoop, do that, and do that. Now, going to Z, pressing Z without, you know, being scaling anything at the time, you can actually go into transparent mode, which you can grab everything pretty easily. Now, pressing B allows you to select everything. So if we just drag along like this, we selected all that. Now we press but if you were to do it, say in normal mode, you only have to grab half of it because it only selects the faces, as you can see, which is a bit annoying. So you just need to remember to go into transparent mode, Z, and do this. So we've got all the faces. Yep, that's small. Now S and oh, well, hold on. Whoa, what have we got here? Okay, let's just keep that because that's kind of fancy actually, and we thin that a bit. Now I'm just going to do this for optimization's sake. I'm going to delete the faces that I'm about to modify, and I'll show you why. Oh, this one's actually kind of messed up. Hold on. I don't do that one. Oh, I see. I didn't actually grab all that one. My bad. There we go. Okay, let's do that again because it just looks interesting. Uh, Before we scale that down again, let's just delete the faces I was going to. And there we go. Delete them. Faces. Whoop. My mouse is failing on me as usual. It always does that. Uh, Hold on. Got to delete that face there. There we go. Now, I will teach you another tool. Go to lines and then right click on that line and then right click on that line. Press F. You can actually make a face out of that. You could also do the same thing with vertex, but it's not as useful because it only makes a line, as you see. So let's just go back to lines, and we'll just do this. And we're just going to make a cube out of this. Oh, actually, I did make a mistake. I needed that vertex. I'm just going to have to remake these vertexes here. Oh, sorry. I need to remake these lines using the vertexes. You know what I mean? There we go. Oop, just reset the pivot point because that's where things spawn from, and if we do spawn something, we probably want it to be in the center. I hope I'm not talking too fast. I'm sort of talking fast so the video doesn't drag on for too long. So hopefully you guys can pick up everything you can as fast as I'm talking. You just pause the video if that's what you want to do. Is that all? No, it's not. Okay, let's do the top side as well. Oh, folks. Okay, now we'll just grab this top face and the bottom face by shift right clicking on the bottom one as well, and then doing all this. These hotkeys, you do get used to them, and they're fantastic. They are fantastic. Now we'll thin down that piece down to that amount. Whoa, it's actually starting to look like a picnic bench. Hold on, let's extend that out a little, and then these faces will extend out as well. Oops. Okay, there. We got a very alien-looking picnic bench. You know, when I was making this, I thought this is starting to look a bit like a scarab tank from Halo or something. It's just like the weird lake shape. It was just a bit odd. But now it looks like some kind of crazy picnic table. Right, so that's that. Thank you very much for watching. And I better stop this about now. So yeah, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think of this video, and share with your friends if you're so inclined. And if you wish, please do check out my other video reviews and time lapses and such, and get an idea of my art style. Perhaps you'd learn a thing or two more about it, and find out about future projects that I'm working on. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.